So now we meet up with Yuzin, who is undoubtedly ecstatic at the fact that he just encountered Suicune for the first time, and he's like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I met Suicune for the first time! Metal Gear Nintendo 64!" Now I'd just like to point out that the love of his life is a water Pokemon who can't put out a fire. What's the deal with that? Maybe he's attracted to Suicune because it's sort of a circus freak with self-destructive tendencies or something. Kinda like, you know, that guy who died. I don't remember his name. He was on the news once, I think. And yes, I'm very well aware of the possibility that the legendary dogs were crushed by rubble during the fire while they were asleep, and so they couldn't escape. But that's the boring way of looking at it. It's much more fun to see it my way. It's like Mars being Silver's mother. Of course she isn't, but it doesn't hurt to, you know, make yourself believe that she actually is, because as I just said, it just makes things more fun. What can I say? Urban legends are fun. And in the last video, I mentioned that, there was a rock smash rock upstairs, and I wasn't going to catch a Pokemon for the sole purpose of using Rock Smash on it, but I figured out that, well, I already have that Pokemon in the first place, and that would be Sudowoodo. And of course I won't ever use it in battle, so it doesn't hurt to waste one of its move slots. Oh, here's a Strength Rock. I'll make sure to come back here once I get Strength. But as I said, it doesn't hurt to waste one of my Sudowoodo's move slots on Rock Smash, because I'm not going to use it in battle anyway, and I'm not going to need Rock Smash that much since it's not an HM yet, so it's not mandatory, but I'm going to need it if I want to get that reward upstairs. And I think there's one or two more places somewhere in the world where I'm going to need to pull out Rock Smash. I don't remember where, but I don't think this here is the only one. By the way, I would like to inform everyone that these days I'm having a lot of trouble with my internet connection. And if the worst should happen and I lose it for a while, well, don't worry, I'm gonna keep on recording those videos as usual, and when I get the internet back, I'm just going to upload everything in a single mega update that's going to take you hours just to keep up with. Okay, so we're gonna pull out Rock Smash, which is TM08, and it's going to go to Sudowoodo. So, of course, Sudowoodo already has 4 moves, and I am going to delete Mimic. Yes, the other 3 are all offensive moves, and Mimic is a gimmick that's not even usable in-game, if you ask me, because you don't know what you're gonna get. You could get Splash or you could get Sacred Fire, but you're gonna get Splash a whole lot more often than Sacred Fire, if you catch my drift. But still, in the world of bad news, you've probably heard of it if you have a YouTube account, and if you're watching these videos and you don't have an account, you may not have heard of it, but starting on July 15th, YouTube is going to change the layout of all the channels on the site. Including mine, of course, so don't jump if you wake up on July 15th and my channel is completely different. It's not my decision, it's YouTube. Because, of course, I wouldn't choose to change the design of my channel. Have you seen the new one? It's a piece of shit! As this guy here tells you everything I've already told you about the Brass Tower fire, it's not anything we don't know, so I'll just keep on bashing the hell out of those beta channels YouTube is going to phase in at the middle of the month. Yeah, at least they could have given us a choice between keeping the old channels and switching to the new ones. But of course, they can't have that because they know the new one is such a piece of shit that everyone would stay with the old channel, and all the hard work, in quotes, that they put into those channels, well, it would have been a complete waste, and it's already been a waste as it is, except now they're gonna shove it down our throats. Stupid, stupid corporate suits. I swear I'm going to, and then I'll, while they Okay, so it always ruins the joke when I have to explain it. Nonetheless, I have to do so right now for the benefit of my non-Canadian viewers, and maybe even some of my Canadian viewers who haven't ever seen the ads. Because one of the things that make Canada particular in terms of publicity is that you cannot mention the name of a medication and its effect in the same ad, so you've got to be a lot more subtle. Of course, if you want to advertise Viagra, you can either mention Viagra but not what it does, or what it does but not Viagra. What? This guy here has a Rhydon because he wants a Pokemon who can surf and dance? Rhydons suck at surfing! Have you seen that special attack of his? And as for dancing, I wouldn't imagine Rhydon is the most gracious Pokemon in the world, so that is such a terrible, terrible choice. He said that he wasn't able to be the Kimono Girls. No wonder! You have a surfing Rhydon! Then again, maybe that doesn't mean much in the grand scheme of things. Steven has a special sweeping Aggron, and he still managed to become champion of Hoenn, so take that with a grain of salt. But back to the Viagra thing. Well, even if you can't explicitly link a medication and its effect in the Canadian publicity, well, the Viagra brand has such huge notoriety that, well, you can easily mention one or the other and people will instantly think Viagra and making your PP go up. So in one of Viagra's Canadian advertising campaigns, they ran a series of ads on TV where people would talk about what they did after using the pill, except the sound was censored with a bleep, as I did just now, and the guy's mouth would also be covered with a Viagra pill to censor the image as well. I'm going to put a link to one of those ads in the movie description so that you can understand what this is all about. Okay, Alakazam is trying to learn Recover! Oh yeah, so there goes Disable. Now, Recover isn't nearly as useful as it was in Red, Blue, and Yellow, and in my Pokemon Red LP, I don't remember ever using it, maybe once or twice, but not that much because Alakazam's offensive power is just so brutal. But nonetheless, Recover is going to be slightly less useful here because of the massive drop in special defense, but I'm still going to keep it because this is in-game and Recover tends to work a lot better in-game than competitively on frailer Pokemon like Alakazam. So here I'm trying to take down the 5 Kimono Girls, and each of them has one of the evolutions. I just fought Flareon, which should be enough of a clue that the color of their robes doesn't have to do anything with the evolution they have. Here is Espeon, and once I beat all 5 of the Kimono Girls, the guy with the surfing Rhydon is going to give me Surf, so I can use it on something actually worthwhile. Speaking of which, I mentioned a few videos ago that I would need an HM Slave with Surf just in order to get to Lapras, and I mentioned that Poliwag was probably my only choice. Well, I checked it out, and it turns out that that's not the case. There are Psyducks that can be found in the national park at night, and they're pretty common there, 30% appearance rate, I think. And what's cool about Psyduck is that it can learn Surf, Strength, Flash, Whirlpool, and Waterfall. So I'm going to teach it Surf for the purpose of getting to Lapras, and after that what I'm going to do is that, well, Lapras is going to be covering Surf anyway, so I'm going to be using 2 HM Slaves. After that, there will be Psyduck for Strength, Flash, Whirlpool, and Waterfall, and Farfetch for Cut and Fly. Don't tell me Farfetch is finally going to come in handy. Well, it says an HM Slave, but Tropius excels at that as well, and it otherwise completely sucks. Alright, so there are only 2 more Kimono Girls left, one with Vaporeon and one with Jolteon. I'll take care of that next time.